Okay, so let's just dive right in. We spend so much of our lives, right, trying to fight fear, run from it, or just pretend it isn't there. But what if we've been getting it all wrong? I mean, completely wrong. What if fear isn't the enemy we've all made it out to be? In this explainer, we're going to totally reframe our relationship with fear, not as something to be beaten, but as something to be understood. Just let that sink in for a second. That one sentence right there, it challenges one of the most basic assumptions we have about our own emotions. If fear isn't our enemy, if it actually never was, then what in the world is it? And yeah, that is the question, isn't it? The one that changes everything. If fear isn't here to stop us or to hurt us, then what is its real purpose? Well, let's find out. This is where we make our first big shift in thinking. Let's start seeing fear as a misunderstood messenger. So instead of some big, scary monster, think of it more like a postman, carrying a really important piece of mail meant just for you. And here's what that message is all about. Fear's only job, its only job, is to knock on the door of your awareness. It's just trying to say, hey, pay attention to this. You know that intense fear of public speaking? Maybe it's a messenger pointing to a hidden belief that you don't think your opinion is valuable. That is its whole function, to bring a belief that's holding you back out into the light. And this is so important because this is what we all need to unlearn. We are so quick to see fear as a personal failure, like a giant red stoplight, or even some kind of cosmic punishment. But it's none of those things. It's just an alert system, and it's designed to help you. So if fear is just a messenger, how does it actually deliver that message? Well, to understand that, we need to look at the mechanics of all of our emotions, how they're actually made. And believe it or not, the answer is way simpler than you think. Okay, this is the foundation for everything. You don't have a separate tank of energy for joy, and another one for anger, and another one for fear. Nope. It is all the same raw material. It's just one single neutral current of life force flowing through you all the time. So if the energy itself is neutral, what gives it its flavor? Your belief system. Think of it like a set of definitions, rules, and assumptions you hold about everything. It acts like a lens, or maybe a filter that colors that pure energy as it passes through. And here's the sequence. Now, the order here is absolutely crucial. We have the raw life energy, it passes through our belief filter, and then we get the emotional experience. You see, the feelings don't come first, the beliefs do. They literally create the feeling.
I know, this can feel a little abstract, so let's make it super concrete. There's a simple and really powerful analogy that shows this whole principle in action.
Imagine this. You're walking down the street and you're wearing plain white socks. Someone runs up to you and just screams, "I hate your orange socks." How would you feel? You wouldn't feel hurt or offended. You'd probably just be confused, right? And why? Because what they said doesn't match your reality. There is no internal belief for that comment to latch onto, so there's zero emotional charge. But what if someone criticizes something you secretly do believe is true about yourself? That's when you feel that sting. The feeling only happens when there's a belief match. And that is exactly how fear works. Fear is simply your life energy flowing through a belief that is out of sync with who you truly are at your core. It's an out-of-phase belief, maybe something you learned as a kid that just isn't really yours. And the friction that's created, that's what we label as fear. Okay, so understanding all this is one thing, but what can we actually do about it? Well, this is where the fun starts. This is where the alchemy begins. We can actually learn to transform the raw material of fear into something else entirely. And this, right here, gets to the very heart of it. It is all the same energy. When that one life force flows through a distorted, limiting belief, you experience it as fear or anxiety. But when that exact same energy flows through a belief that's aligned with your true self, you experience it as joy and excitement. Same energy, totally different filter.
This is the big aha moment. When you feel fear, you are literally standing at the doorway of your own excitement. It's not some different, separate feeling on the other side of the universe. It's the same feeling, just being perceived through a negative belief filter. You're already there.
You see how this changes the goal completely? The work isn't to destroy or suppress or get rid of the feeling of fear. No, the work is just to identify and redefine the belief that the energy is moving through. That's it. That's the entire process. So what's the real payoff for doing this? It's not just about getting relief from fear. It's not about going back to how you used to be. The result is so much bigger than that.
When you thank fear for its message and you integrate a new, more aligned belief, you are fundamentally upgrading your own internal operating system. You're not just patching a problem, you are expanding your entire sense of who you are. You become more aware of what's going on inside. You become more whole by reclaiming parts of yourself that were stuck behind these limiting beliefs. And ultimately, you just become more purely and authentically you. And that's something to celebrate, not to dread.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice in our day-to-day lives? It all comes down to a simple but really profound shift in the attitude we bring to the moment fear shows up.
So instead of that old gut reaction to resist or run, the new approach starts with curiosity. You can literally ask the fear, hey, what belief are you here to show me? What are you trying to help me see? Next comes gratitude. Actually thank it for this new awareness, because without it, that limiting belief would just stay hidden in the dark. And finally, you can move forward with a quiet confidence, knowing this whole thing is an opportunity for growth, something that's leading you to a better place. This mindset, curiosity, gratitude, confidence, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. It changes the entire dynamic. It opens the door so you can finally receive the message, integrate the lesson, and allow that energy to naturally transform into excitement and joy.
And that's really what we'll leave you with. The next time you feel that familiar sensation, don't ask, how do I get rid of this? Instead, ask, what is this trying to show me? Because your fear isn't a wall, it's a doorway. So, what is your fear inviting you to discover about yourself?
Don't miss this. Click the link in the description now to get your copy of The Truth About Life You Were Never Taught. It might just be the missing piece you've been waiting for. If this resonated with you, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more insights like this. See you in the next episode, and thank you for watching.